How do you stay motivated and consistent?
Let's start with consistency, right? Motivation's a whole nother animal. First off, what is consistency? Consistency is the act of being consistent with your content, posting often, and then learning from your videos and improving. That would be consistency. Another example of consistency is a basketball player that wants to go pro. He's going to be consistent. He's going to show up to practice every day, maybe twice a day. He's going to shoot more shots. He's going to keep adapting those shots, get more accurate. That is consistency, right? The three most important factors of a creator. You have audience, you have being different, and then you have consistency. Those three things all tied together. Consistency is actually one of the most difficult things when it comes to being a creator, because at the end of the day, everyone knows how to make a good YouTube video. Like, just be honest, you know how to make a good YouTube video. Even if you haven't made a YouTube video in your life, you know how to make one. You got to film an intro. You got to have a good idea. You got to be entertaining. Obviously, those things are hard to do if you've never done it, but you know how to do it. The hard part is actually being consistent with the actions, doing it every single day, even when you don't feel like it, continuing to improve video after video, uploading hundreds and hundreds of videos that still receive zero views, but you keep pushing through all of those moments, and eventually through 570 videos, finally hit a viral video. But it's the hardest, dude. If you go up to someone that has a trainer in the gym and you're like, hey, how do you get healthy? They're gonna be like, oh, you need to work out and eat healthy. They know exactly what they need to do, but they need to be held accountable for their actions, and they hire a trainer to do that. Being consistent is one of the most difficult things in the world. I mean, us as humans, we fight the urge to be disciplined because we enjoy being comfortable. We like being nice and cozy next to the fireplace. We're just comfort animals. So doing something that we suck at makes us scared. Doing something that we suck at makes us feel like sometimes we can't get better at it. But in reality, the only way to get better at it is to be consistent.
The fear of failure is what kind of holds a lot of people back. And that's something you just you need to realize, that you're going to fail over and over again.
But here's the thing. How can you expect yourself, like, of course you're going to fail. How can you expect yourself to be good and win at something you've never done before?
Exactly. To me, the question how to be consistent is so vague yet so easy to understand. It's all mental. Like, you just have to go out and do it.
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping you from being consistent other than yourself?
That's why a lot of people tie it in with motivation. They're like, I don't have motivation to be consistent, right? They don't have the urge to be motivated. And sometimes motivation, I believe, ties into your passion or your love to do something. And a lot of the times, people expect themselves to be very passionate towards something that they've never really done a lot. Like my first year on YouTube, I was just interested, but I wasn't passionate for it, and I wasn't motivated at all. I'm serious. My first year on YouTube, I made like 140 videos, but I wasn't passionate and I wasn't motivated. I just wanted to try it, and it was fun. I thought it was fun. That's it. My second year on YouTube, I grew a little bit of passion. I fell in love for making videos. I thought it was even more fun. And my third year on YouTube, I began to become obsessed with it. My passion grew so much. By then, I think I've created like 400 videos at that time, 3 years in. I think it's unrealistic also for you to expect yourself to love something that you've never tried. So sometimes you just got to make 20, 40, 50, 100 videos and then make the judgment. Do I still love this? Is it motivating me now?
I think motivation for a creator, whenever you're first starting out, it always starts out, I just want to do this for fun. But then you start being really consistent with it, and then your passion builds, and you kind of have a drive for like, oh, maybe I could turn this into a career. And then, sometimes you need to struggle a little bit to give yourself some motivation. You're like,
exactly.
Rent's coming up. I got to make 50 videos to pay the bills.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways to motivate yourself. I think we talked about it previously on another podcast episode. I had mentioned that I like to drive through fancy neighborhoods because the houses are really cool. And I was like, I want to live in one of those one day, but I can't get there unless I grind.
The two ways that I've found drive or passion or motivation or whatever you want to call it, you're either driven towards something or you're driven away from something. And this is how a lot of very successful people act. So like if I'm driven towards something, maybe it's an object like a Lamborghini. I'm driven towards achieving owning a Lamborghini one day. If I'm driven away from something, maybe it's I never want to go back to that job. I hate that lifestyle. I will never do that again. So I'm driven away from the fact of like, that was terrible. So those are kind of the two ways, and you use those to your advantage, right? So when I was growing my channel, I was obsessed with cars. I'm the biggest like car guy, and my biggest dream is to own a Lamborghini, right? That's all I wanted. I was driven towards the idea of owning a Lamborghini. So what did I do? I went to car shows every single weekend. I went to the Lamborghini dealership. I looked at cars all the time. I tried to meet people that had cars. I actually got some friends that owned Lamborghinis when I didn't even have a Lamborghini. So I got to surround myself with these cars, and I just kind of put myself in that vision that I wanted, that I was driving myself to. And what that did is it helped me really get motivated, because I would go out to a car show or I'd go out to the dealership and I'd see these cars, and then I'd be like, dude, I need to work so much harder. And then I'd go home and make videos for 8 hours. The thing about motivation that you have to understand is it really comes and goes. Motivation has its highs where you're really motivated, and then next thing you know, you're not motivated at all. And the thing that's going to pull you through is basically just forming habits and forming discipline to push yourself through those times where you're not motivated.
Like you said, it comes in waves, right? Sometimes you get to your lowest lows, and sometimes demotivation is caused by things that are out of your control. And a big one is negative comments, lack of views, losing followers. And that's something mentally that you just have to kind of push through. This game, the creator game, you got to have some thick skin for that, man.
If you want it bad enough, you'll figure out a way to get it.
Exactly.
Because I had no one helping me when I started YouTube.
You didn't have this. There was no blueprint.
I had no podcast. I had no people to listen to. I didn't know what books were. I hated reading. I failed every class in school. It was the only thing I cared about. It's either YouTube or I'm flipping fries at McDonald's. And I ain't flipping fries at McDonald's. Like, I ain't doing that. I mean, we need fry cooks in this world, but I wasn't going to be one.